Hello everybody and welcome to the Rising of the Shield Hero Episode 1 anime review. Now before I get into it, I'm not going to go into the whole controversy and all that. I made a video about it yesterday, outlining my disdain for people who are offended because you shouldn't be offended by this. So I'm not going to go into that. I'm just going to talk about the episode on its own and all that. So if you want to know my thoughts on that, I've given a brief thing here, but it's in the other video. So I probably could have done this review like Sunday or whenever the preview came out. I thought they were going to add more in episode 1. So I was like, I'm going to wait till it properly comes out. Maybe it's a bit longer. No, it's just the same thing. So I guess I'll go through the episode. It was double length, so this will be a bit longer. I'll go through the whole episode, give my overall thoughts, and yeah, we'll go from there. So we meet our main character, Kun. His name is Naofumi. He gets sent to another world by a magic book, where he is a shield hero, where the 3 others are there, the sword, spear, and bow heroes. And they meet with the king. Main character is getting ignored, essentially, because the shield sucks, basically. And the bad guy thing is called the Waves. They're coming to attack. Only the heroes can stop them properly. They can't work together because their weapons debuff each other when they're in proximity, and they find out that all of them are from different worlds themselves, so they're all from different versions of Japan. Like one of them knew about this parallel world from a VR MMO. He was Sword Guy's basically he is Kirito. He's VR MMO. I think he's got the same voice and he has a sword, therefore he is Kirito. Which, yeah, it was probably deliberate, weren't it? It was definitely deliberate. Like, this whole first section, very, like, it was almost boring, but it was, like, deliberately really generic. And I was like, this is way too generic. What's going on? But, then, nobody joins his party because the king gets a bunch of adventurers and nobody wants to join him because shield sucks. But then one girl does. Her name is called Mine, and she is, you might have heard a few things about her if you've browsed forums and internet and read some badly done reviews. Not like this one. It's a very well professional done review and definitely not me just going through everything. But then they go weapon shopping, find out he's not allowed to use other weapons except his shield, because the shield is like, no, can't be doing none of that, get away from me. So he gets some armor, they go fight some my notes say scary bulls. I don't like that being written in my notes, so we'll call them pumpkin balloons. That works. But then his shield like reduces all his, like, essentially gives him massive defense anyway, in RPG terms. But then she's like, I want this really expensive equipment, and at this point I was like, oh, you bitch. You bitch. I know where this is going. So yeah, tried to get him drunk. Then he wakes up the next day. He's been robbed. Summoned by the king. She's accusing him of sexual assault, despite the fact he didn't do anything. He's innocent in this. And he's been set up. He thinks that the spear hero is also in on it. But, that's not really confirmed. It's just his opinion. So then, yeah, obviously nobody likes him anymore. He wants to go home. They're like, you have to defeat the Waves to go home. So then he's like, okay. He leaves, goes to the same shopkeeper, and he gets the green cloak from the thing, from the key art. And I was, at this point, this is when I think it got good. Like before the whole betrayal, it was like super generic, but it was obviously deliberate. You can tell by the way it's paced that it was done deliberately. But he's got the green cloak. He does some angry training. Then he goes to another shopkeeper. He's got like the balloon things under his cloak. I thought this was genius. And in order to get a better deal, he like threatens people. So he's like playing the villain in order to get better results. But he's not a villain. He's like an anti-hero. Yeah, anti-hero is a good word for it. But he gets a better shield then. He upgrades it to Leaf Shield, and the upgrading is like, it's like a skill tree, essentially. And I was like, I appreciate this. I mean, looking at menus can be boring, Death March, but I feel like they're not going to spend a ton of time on it here. It's just going to be like, here's how the world works. This is more of a this is how the world works, whereas Death March was like, I hope you like reading menus. But yeah. Then he gets another party full of crooks, but he drives them off because he's OP. When then he meets a creepy old man who is a slave trader, and then he goes find the wolf girl from the key art, and that's where the episode ends. So yeah, haven't read the source at all. That's the first double-length episode. I went through it quickly. I'm assuming people who watch the reviews have seen the episode, so I don't have to dwell on the episode too long. But yeah, very, very enjoyable. I thought I was a little bit bored for like 15 minutes, but then I realised something was up, and I was waiting for the trigger point. So at that point, I was like kind of on edge, but not really on edge. Like kind of I was waiting for it, and then it happened. I was like, "You absolute bitch! I hate you." But yeah, it was like things seemed to be going too well, and I'd heard this got kind of hyped up as a good isekai, and I'm like, this is turning out like a bad isekai. What's going on? And because of that, it made the reveal, and where it's going now, him being this kind of more anti-hero-esque character, I think I'm going to enjoy it. I think I'm going to enjoy it a lot. Hopefully it doesn't fall into a lot of the isekai traps. And, you know what the isekai traps are. Being too OP, doesn't seem like it's going to be a thing. Massive harem, I don't think it's going to be a thing. There might be like one or two, but I don't think there's going to be a humongous one. I think a lot of the people are going to hate him, which is going to be a nice change. I hope we don't get many episodes that focus on the other characters, because he is really the only likable one we've met so far. But I think that's meant to be intentional, because he's like meant to be the misunderstood one. All the others have been portrayed as absolute dicks. So, yeah. That's the first episode of The Rising of the Shield Hero. Ignore the controversy. Honestly, though, the controversy might do it good, like it did with Goblin Slayer. I feel like that got way more people interested in it and watching it because of the explosion. So maybe this will happen again. So yeah, thank you everyone for watching. I will see you next time for Rising of Shield Hero episode 2. See ya.